Ну и зачем нам нужен Олдржей? Ондржей.
Why do we need Andrew at all? Without him, there'll be more left for us.
In case you haven't noticed, everybody and his brother goes through this inn. Andrew knows everything that goes on in the county. And we'll have to fence a loot somewhere, and that's no easy matter.
Продолжаю задание, начатое в предыдущей серии. Маскарад. Наши ребята, друзья, детства что-то затеяли. Насчет плана.
I hear you've got a plan to fleece the local villains.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Otherwise we soon won't have a pot to piss in.
And the innkeeper here could lend a helping hand.
Exactly.
So what's the problem?
He reckons we're not up to it. You should try and talk him into it. You were always good at that. Oh, and tell him I sent you, so he doesn't send you packing.
Как мне уговорить его?
Do you know how I might set about convincing Andrew?
Mention money.
That's all.
Aye. Often the innkeeper's as greedy as they come.
Ладно, окей. Сейчас добазаримся быстро.
My respects.
Так. Можно его, кстати, к себе позвать. Ну давай-ка.
Wouldn't you like a change? We're rebuilding Pribyslavitz, and I could use you in the new tavern.
Are you mad? I got the best in the province, and no one to tell me what to do. Why on earth would I change that?
Isn't there any way you can be
Согласен.
persuaded?
Not a chance. Find someone else. Take care now.
Прикольно. По нападении.
Fritz sent me. I'd like to talk about...
Ah, you'd like some wine from my cellar? I have it right here, in the back.
Не, я хотел спросить тебя насчет грабежа. Это хорошо.
That's right. Show me the way.
Farewell.
Можно было как дебил себя повести, такой, чё, не, я хотел вот это. Здорово, пацаны. Мы сейчас тут уединимся немножечко. Так. Погнали.
So, Fritz sent you, did he?
Aye. This was his idea.
Look, lad, I'm fond of Fritz. I knew his old man, but Matthew, he's insane. Robbing people.
Only those that deserve it.
And you think his lordship won't mind? Have you any idea the kind of shit you can get into? I don't believe you're up to it.
Why don't you believe us?
Да, это война, нас никто не поймает. Там куча грошей. Я похож на человека, которого можно поймать? Красноречие. Там куча грошей.
There's plenty of coin in it, and almost no risk for you.
So, there'd be a share in it for me? Hey,
A handsome one.
we'll see if you're up to it. You'll need a disguise.
What disguise?
Use your head. You can never be sure no one will see you.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to put on some other clothes, or...
Dress up as humans.
What?
It's obvious, isn't it? Everyone knows they're looting. If someone's robbed by humans, no one will investigate.
That's true. But I'll have to get some human clothes.
A captain's. And 3 sets of them.
What?
On account of the helmets. No one will recognize you with them on.
And where the hell am I supposed to get it?
There's gangs of humans around Skeletons. I've got a good idea where to find them from. Passers-by.
I'm supposed to attack a human camp.
A minute ago, you were full of yourself. And now, all of a sudden, you've lost your nerve.
But the whole fucking camp.
Scouts are deserters. Most likely the ones who are trying to skive off or take easy pickings. And even humans have to sleep.
То есть обычное воровство превращается в достань комплект доспехов. Офигенно. Мне нужно раздобыть А раздобыть у меня уже есть. Ха. Маскарад. Доспех и шлем с забралом. Вступай к лагерю половцев. А, так, это отмечено. Да уж. Ладно. Но мне надо продать, как минимум, мое добро, чтобы оно не мешало. Пришел к Фрицику. Корчмар сказал, что мы должны переодеться.
Andrew says I have to get a disguise. A fucking human's clothes and helmet.
What? That's suicide. We don't even have weapons. And even if we did, we can't stand up to real humans.
У вас нет даже самых обычных палок?
A minute ago you wanted to punish those bastards, and now you don't even have a stick.
Even if I did, I wouldn't go attacking a fucking human camp with it.
Look, I'll go and see if I can sort it out. And meanwhile, you get us some weapons.
Good. Well, be careful. Good luck then.
Ну, на самом деле, уйди. Собака мешается. На самом деле, я уже пришел с доспехами. Я уже сходил по этим лагерям. Вот доспехи.
I've got them. 3 full outfits.
What? Everything?
Да, вот. Вот и вот. Подтвердить.
The whole bloody lot.
Просто в жменьку
Let's see
взял.
how you look in it.
в руку.
Oh. Is that it? It's a bit...
Ordinary? Are you serious? I got it straight from the fucking humans.
Oh, it's not exactly, terrifying, is it?
It's about as frightening as my aunt's speckled hen.
They just don't look much like a human to me.
Have any of you actually seen a human?
What? Do you mean close up?
Don't be daft.
Miramir's described them many times.
Everyone knows humans are monstrous. They're barbarians. Pagans.
Whereas you look like a little boy playing at soldiers.
And just who the hell is Miramir?
He's a regular in my tavern. He works as a caravan guard, and he knows what he's talking about. He's been eye to eye with a human, and he's lived to tell the tale. You can ask him yourself.
Nah, what do they know?
Oi, Henry. Take that ridiculous thing off before anyone sees you, eh?
Опять разрыв странный. Одни меня поносят, говорят, я какой-то лох и чмо. Ну и знали бы они на самом деле, что я, кто я, как выглядит настоящий половец, выясни у Миломира. Миломир. И где же ты? На улице где-то. Еще и вне территории. Не понял. Может быть, это он? А что показывает так криво? Да я бы сейчас перелазил. Да, я слышал, что ты встречался с половцами, чмо.
They tell me you've seen a lot of humans. They say you'd recognize one even in the dark.
I certainly would. Buy me a drink and I'll tell you stories that will make your hair curl.
На.
Here you go.
Thanks. What's your name anyway?
Индрих Шрусир.
Anyway, not long ago, I was escorting a goods caravan all the way from Vienna, when all of a sudden, a terrible storm came down. Hail, lightning, snow, the works.
Snow. In summer.
Don't interrupt. Where was I? Oh, that's right, the storm. We strayed off the path. Couldn't see the ground beneath our feet. And all of a sudden, we heard singing. In the distance, we saw a fire in the clearing with malevolent creatures ranged around it, singing.
Мат уж бухать пошел, посмотри, наверху слева был.
These malevolent creatures didn't mind the snow. Wouldn't they have preferred to sing somewhere warm?
Be quiet. Anyway, as if in a trance, we walked towards the fire. And at that moment, we saw them. Were those hideous creatures monsters or demons, you ask? No. They were humans. And a bunch of infants, crying and sniffling.
So, someone was feeling the cold. I'd have been shivering too. Snow doesn't do me any good, especially in summer.
And those devilish creatures were drinking the blood of babies and fornicating with she-devils. We stood there paralyzed with fear until I, and I alone, managed to break out of the spell. I can tell you, I never ran so fast in my life. I was the only one to escape. Since that time, I've been able to do nothing but sit here. I can't work since that awful shock. I'm probably still under a spell.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Probably a spell of laziness. Listen, Millimere, what you just said is complete and utter bollocks from start to finish.
What the hell would you know about it, peasant?
I'm from fucking Skalitz. I watched those bastards butchering my kith and kin with my own eyes.
You might have said that before. I could have saved the yarn for someone who'd appreciate it.
Откуда берутся эти выдумки?
Where did you hear this nonsense? Who's been spreading all these rumors about how frightening the humans look?
Oh, people from around these parts. Bran, the charcoal burner, told me about them. He lives in the woods near here. Then there's Olener, the wife of the Talmberg fisherman. And young Vashek, a stable boy at the stud farm in Ushitz. He saw them too. Goodbye.
И что-то вы предлагаете мне сейчас выяснять у них, откуда это все? О, это называется типа задания, которые, ну знаешь, ну интересные задания называются. Когда тебе, ну, сюжет такой себе, что-то люди затеяли, ты опять все это на себя берешь. Ну нет. Это не очень хорошо. Вообще. Да уж. Я сейчас пытался поспать, прям вот как настоящий бич. То есть я лег, нашел конченую какую-то кровать. И, ну, специально, чтобы поспать с наилучшим эффектом. Ну и ты посмотри, где я. То есть вот корчма, где я был. Вот нашел. И тут какой-то дебил меня ночью постоянно будил. А я знаю, что он не скажет, типа, уйди. Я уйду, он уйдет, я вернусь, лягу, он опять придет. Но на третий раз получилось.
Greetings.
Он спал, я его разбудил рано утром. Ну, я поспал, уже спать некуда, а никто еще не проснулся, а он по заданию, поэтому, видишь, некоторые из персонажей, которые просыпаются, и с ними можно поговорить. Насчет рудника.
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent. So what did you find out?
It's been plundered and wrecked, but everything can be fixed. It'll be quite a job, but at least it won't have to be rebuilt from scratch.
That's a weight off my mind. And did you see anyone there? Thieves or suspicious types?
Nemoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin. I thought as much. Did you bring him here?
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything. Oh, well. Can't be helped, I suppose.
За работу награда будет?
About my reward for the investigation.
Yes, of course. Actually, I don't believe any reward was mentioned. On the other hand, you surveyed everything as I asked, and that deserves a groschen or two.
Они пытались убить меня.
And they tried to murder me.
Yes, of course. It's a sad world we live in. I'm sure you deserve a little extra coin for it.
It's been a pleasure.
Good. There you go, then.
Этого вряд ли хватит, можно сказать.
That hardly seems worth what I've been through.
You're right. Here's a little more to be going on with.
И так высасываешь, высасываешь, высасываешь.
God be with you.
Все? Отлично. Решил задачку. Пока все спят, раннее утро. Прибежал к мельнику, надо украшение отдать госпожи.
I have the jewels from Lady Stephanie.
You're just the man. Here's your reward, and don't let it go to your head. Take care.
Репутация повысилась. Поговорить
Take care.
больше не о чем.
Well, I never.
А я грязнущий. Все, получается, выполнил. Осталось... Знаю, что... Вот тут нет. Вот здесь. Вот этот мельник, получается. Ну, если это он. Прибежал в ледечко, все равно там рядом. Проснулся кузнец. Вот. Выяснил, в общем, я секрет кузнеца из Сазавы.
Master Blacksmith, I think I know how the tempering gets done in Sasau.
And what have you found out? Don't keep me on tenterhooks. Out with it.
Это то, что он мне рассказал?
He heats it up to red, 3 steps away from yellow, and then stops heating, says the Lord's Prayer, and quenches.
I'll be damned. That's pretty much what I do too. Except I just count.
I'm just saying what I found out.
That's as may be. But there must be something else he does differently if he does the quenching just like I do.
Он сказал, что ничто из того, что покинуло его кузницу, не сломалось. Он закаливает заготовки дважды.
He said he repeats the tempering straight after, but only warming up the iron, so it never even turns red.
Tempering twice in a row? Why would he do that?
He said it happened by chance once, and he noticed it made everything stronger, so now he does it that way all the time.
Well, there's no harm in trying it out, is there?
Are you satisfied?
You did what I asked of you, so I'm at your service. And here's something to keep you going. God be with you.
Все, ништяк. Так, знаешь, что мне еще интересно? А вот я сюда... Кстати, задание появилось. Вот мечник, оружейник. А, он один. Все, понятно. Значит, кузнеца я туда больше не возьму. Вот он есть, и все. Хорошо. Подошел к пацану, Вацик, который лучник. Помнишь? Я подумал, у меня же есть стрельбище в Прибыславице, а здесь вот он всегда стоит, и я к нему не подходил. Решил подойти, и он именной. То есть у него есть имя, значит, надо спросить. Ты лучник?
I noticed the targets. Are you an archer by any chance?
I notice you're asking questions. Are you the Inquisition by any chance?
No, I'm Henry, of Scalitz.
From Scalitz. I'm Vatek, from here. Why are you so curious about the targets?
Я заинтересован в стрельбе из лука.
It's just that I sometimes try my hand at archery too.
Try your hand, do you? I know plenty who do. When you can score as high as me at chumps, then I might be impressed.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Never played chumps? And you call yourself an archer? All right, Henry, listen up. Chumps is a game for real archers. It tests your strength, stamina, and accuracy. And it can be a nice little earner. Unless you're, well, a chump.
So what exactly is it?
I'll tell you. A bunch of logs are floated down the river. Then you count to 20, and the archers run along the banks after the logs. At the end of the course, someone collects all the logs and counts the strikes. Whoever has the most, always meaning me, wins the bout. Each archer has 20 arrows with their own coloured fletching, and the contest ends when the last log floats through the finish line.
Sounds like good fun.
Fun? My friend, it will bring you out in a proper sweat, and you'll be well pleased to hit just 1 or 2 blocks. So how about it then? Fancy a bout? You'll need your own bow, but I'll supply the arrows with coloured fletching.
Ты видишь, да, что происходит? Давай.
Absolutely.
Come on, then. Ah, 1 more chump. Excellent. Now you have to bet at least 10 groschen, 50 at most. There'll be 3 archers competing at the time. The winner gets triple his wager, and the second gets his coin back. So how much will you bet?
50.
No half measures. What's there to save for anyway?
That's the betting over with. Now here are your arrows. Farewell.
Интересно, это обман или реальные, настоящие, нормальные,
I'll see you at the finish.
нормальные соревнования? Так. Крестьянин уже попал, прикинь. Ой, я попал себе, ничего себе. Да, прикол.
Let's see you beat that.
Понял как? Динамично, а? Динамичные соревнования. Ой, я в воду зашел. Так. Ну, ты понял, да? Я стреляю туда, где... Блин, слишком низко. Где больше бревен. Ну, я, конечно, молодец, попадаю больше, но ты понял, да, что у меня-то и стрел уже меньше, потому что я промазывал. Сейчас попадаю. Нормально. Посмотрим, что будет дальше. О, опять промахнулся. 6 стрел осталось. Чувак такой промазал. Да, я-то сколько раз промазал. Так. Не попал? Да. Опять выше. Да что ты будешь делать? Бо, неужели? Сложно было бы не попасть. Смешно было бы не попасть. Я же попал. Кстати, осталась одна стрела нарисована. А почему она... Да, ее нет. Смотри, у меня, видишь, одна стрела стоит. Обокрасть можно? А, достать. И чё? И вот так вот. Вот так их ждать, получается. Ну ты понял, что это я с ними, наверное, соревнуюсь, а не с ним. А он там. Может быть, крутой какой-то. Но если он каждую стрелу попадет, то у него будет... Ну, тебе очень весело наблюдать, да, я так думаю. Вот здесь финиш. Последняя стрела, говорит. А, все. Поговори. А, понятно. Ты куда-то просто пошел. Как все прошло?
So, how did it go?
Well done, Henry. You've come first. It looks like you really do know what you're doing with a bow. You're still not up to my standard, mind you, but a pretty good effort. Here are your winnings. I hope you'll wager them on some chumps again.
Я бы хотел снова попытать силы в соревновании. Что-нибудь новое появится? Выстрели с Ватсиком еще раз. Ха.
I'd like to try chumps one more time.
Of course. Ah, one more chump. Excellent. So how much will you bet?
Ну, так же.
No half measures.
That's the betting over with. I'll be with you.
Ладно. Ну, короче, ты понял. Я 2 раза промахнулся. Сейчас все стрелы получилось выстрелить. Счетчик не сбился. Я-то стрелы не считаю. Может быть, я в прошлый раз 20 стрел и выстрелил, но счетчик заглючил. Сейчас все нормально. Ну, да, ребята. Что-то как-то не найс у вас. И еще раз говорю.
Well,
Как прошло?
it would seem you hit more than I ever have, which means I take my cap off to you, Henry. You're the finest archer I know. Here are your winnings, and stop by here again sometime. I have something you might be interested in.
И что это он имел в виду?
You said if I came by, you'd have something for me.
So I did, didn't I? You've impressed me, Henry. I haven't seen such excellent bowmanship in quite a while.
Thank you.
In my younger days, I learned a certain trick. Then I fell in a ditch once, drunk, and injured my hand, so I can't do it anymore. But I can teach you the knack of it, if you like.
Really? Well, I'm certainly not going to say no.
May the Lord watch over you.
Так, с ним еще раз стреляться, что ли? Что за трюк?
Farewell.
Не, я с ним еще раз отстрелялся, он говорит, что я не соответствую чему-то там. А настрелял 18 раз. Так же. Но он уже говорит мне, что нет, ты не соответствуешь. Вон он идет Тонга, или Тонда, или Гонда, которому я когда-то помог найти работу водоносом. Он научил своему удару, но научил точно так же, как лучник только что. Вацок, вацак, васек. Просто говорит, что вот я тебе там дам вот это, научу вот этому, и ничего не происходит. Не знаю, что это такое. С ним тоже поговорил, они такие: о, спасибо, тяжело, ну спасибо. Ну и все. Бэрона не нашел, а вот жену его нашел. Помнишь, я нашел чашу в Скалице? В месте, где были сокровища Куйнеша. Чаша из Скалицы, вот.
This wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
My God, where did you find it?
In Skalitz.
Are you saying that old man of mine is actually good for something? And do you have it all? Let me see, let me see.
I found your silver goblet.
Just the goblet? There were groschen in there.
Да и гроши.
Groschen as well. Here you go.
Good luck then.
Так. Все?
God be with you.
Еще бы Куйнеша найти. А вот и Бэрон. Я отдал сокровище вашей жене.
Your wife will be happy today.
What? How so?
I found a few things in Skalitz that were hidden near your house. I gave them to your wife.
What? And now I won't see a groschen of it. Not only that, but she'll have my balls too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Of course not, lad. You couldn't have known. And you deserve a reward. Here, take this at least. I'm poor, but you saved us. Take care.
Почему нельзя сказать, что да не нужно, оставь себе? А вот и Куйнеш. Сгорбился рядом с курятником. Сокровище, за которым ты меня отправил.
That treasure of yours you sent me to get.
Did you find it?
It belongs to Baron.
But I couldn't know that.
Ты еще все... Ну, да ладно.
Well, fine.
Мне нужны дровосеки. Опа.
Look here, Kunesh. I can't watch you wasting away here anymore.
Ну да, он в начале игры же там постоянно колол эти
Working
дрова.
for you? Where?
In Pribyslavitz. We're rebuilding the whole settlement. You could maybe work there as a woodcutter.
Oh, I could cut wood. But what's it worth to you?
Предлагаю тебе новую жизнь. Этого довольно. А?
What do you mean, what's it worth? I'm offering you a new life. For once in your life, swallow your pride and seize the opportunity while you still can.
It's easy for you to say. You're right, lad. Though I hate to admit it. Ever since my old woman left, I've had the devil riding on my back. So you leave me my booze. What else have I got in life? As long as there's ale to wash down the dust, I'll work for you.
Принять.
All right, I'll take you.
Лесоруб появился. Отлично. Пришел в корчму, которая дальняя, ну, ближе, точнее, к выходу из рота. И я вообще, видишь, так бегаю, просто вдруг кого взять можно. И проверяю именных. Именной. И вот мне нужен корчмар для Прибыславицы.
Adam, listen. You're a friendly fella, and you know a thing or two about the tavern trade. How would you like to be my innkeeper?
What? Me? Innkeeper?
I've got a tavern in Pribyslavitz. Sir Divish put me in charge of building new homes there. But who wants to live in a village without an alehouse? And someone's got to run it.
I'd love to, Henry, but I can't just now. But come back to me another time, if you're still interested.
I'll be with you.
Почему? Так, может быть, надо... Так, пока не может. Почему?
God's blessing.
Помощь не нужна?
Do you know if there's anyone...
I don't know.
Нет, не знают. А почему ты не можешь?
Adam,
What?
I've got
I'd love, but come back to me another time.
Take care.
Так, можешь с кем-то поговорить?
Good help. Goodbye.
Нет. Может, с тобой? Да, это просто горожанка, вряд ли. Нет. Ладно. Нашел Корнелиуса еще. Как поживаешь?
Oh, it's awful. The work is hard and the folk
Говно
don't
ж
talk to
носит.
me at all. They look down their noses at me.
I wouldn't worry about it. As soon as the mines are working again, everyone will forget about all this.
Ну, подожди, там предложить можно было? О, купец. Ну да, он же там был начальником каким-то.
Listen, wouldn't you like to move to Pribyslavitz? I need someone there who's able to read and write and do sums. If you can do that, you'd make a good merchant to handle building materials.
That's nearly the same job I had at the Skalitz mines. And they were the most profitable mines for miles around.
True. We don't have any mines, of course, but if you could handle the trade, that would help me a lot.
I know enough about trade, but I won't work for nothing. What are you offering?
Может, ему предложить опять говно носить? Что заработаешь, что и получишь.
Naturally, you'll earn coin enough. Don't tell me you want to spend the rest of your life struggling here. I know you're a fellow who recognizes a good opportunity, and that's exactly what this is.
Ha! You're right about that. Very well, I'll move there. It don't look like we'll be going back to Skalitz anytime soon anyway. See you later.
Отлично, купца еще нашел. Вот надо с Адамом еще разобраться. Это связано с корчмой. Получается, корчма есть, купец, ну, будет купец. Может быть, там еще, там же служанка еще есть. Оружейник есть, купец есть. Вот, не знаю, в гарнизон может ли кто-то попасть. Дровосеки есть, мясника можно подобрать. Но я в Ратае всех оббегал. Пришел к Брану, к Углежогу, спросить по поводу россказней о половцах. По заданию Маскарад. Ты знаешь что-нибудь о половцах?
They say you know what humans look like.
I do. Once when I was going alone through the dark woods.
That's of no interest to me.
But...
Look, save the tall tales to impress the wenches. I'm not interested.
Well... They're decked out in raven feathers because...
Or so a black hen would do.
But that wouldn't have magical powers.
Right.
Good luck then.
Что за бредятина? Так, кто следующий? Раздобудь черные перья, достань перья воронов. Зачем? Я поговорю сначала. Как ужиться? Ну, зайду в Тальнберг. Прибежал в Тальнберг к Алене или Алена. Что она о них знает?
They say you know about humans.
Fangs. They wear wolves' fangs to make themselves invisible in the dark. And they can creep around like beasts of prey as sneaky as death.
That was quick.
Fangs. Goodbye.
Что за бред? Сейчас скажут клыки, раздобудь звериные зубы. Да. Прибежал к ловчему в Тальнберг. Можно спросить, чтоб охотник был. Чтоб он был охотником для Прибыславиц.
I'd like to make you an offer. I've been appointed bailiff of Pribyslavitz. We're resettling the place, and I need a huntsman there. What do you say?
Ah, Henry. I'm already Sir Divish's master huntsman. That'd be a step down for me. Sorry, but you'll have to find someone else. Take care.
Ладно. Но я в Ратае не подходил к ловчему, я не думал, что... Просто я подумал сейчас. А вдруг ловчий нужен? Но потом зайду в Ратае. У него же еще какая-то работа есть.
Master Huntsman, is there any work for me here?
There's always something that needs doing. You're that Skalitz lad, aren't you? Sir Radzig's lackey.
Я не холоп.
Sir Radzig is my liege, and I serve him faithfully. But that doesn't make me a lackey.
As you wish. What matters to me is that you're no layabout looking for easy work. I have a job here I can't give to just anyone.
I'm listening.
We've been having terrible problems with poachers lately. In Sir Divish's forests, we've been finding gutted entrails of deer and rabbit nooses all over the place, but no sign of the bastards who put them there.
And you want me to track down the poachers?
Indeed. Whatever you learn will be useful to me.
Подозреваемый есть?
Do you suspect anyone?
Well, it's hard to say, but seeing how much harm they're causing, I'd say they're no crofters looking for a Sunday roast.
Может, они меня ищут? Разве не затем вы здесь?
Shouldn't you be dealing with the poachers yourself?
I should, you're quite right. But when I ask the local folk anything, their mouths close up like clams. They're more scared of me than the devil.
Do you think the locals are in on it?
Well, I don't know, maybe. But even if not, they'll never talk to me. They're scared I'll dig some skeleton out of their cupboard. You know, the smaller the village, the bigger the secrets. That's why I need an outsider to ask for me.
I understand.
Ладно, постараюсь узнать.
I'll try to find out something about them. Any advice about where to start?
Certainly. Ask around the village. Somebody must have seen or heard something. And it wouldn't hurt to ask in the inn in the glade, the one on the road towards Neuhof. I've heard they serve good venison, and no shortage of it.
That's clear enough. As soon as I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Thanks for your help, lad.
На полянке. Это вот это, которая, да? Только оттуда пришел. Что за совпадение? Но я на самом деле взял это задание, потому что оно не отмечается никак. И я просто решил. Хотя, может быть, мне потом корчмар бы сказал, что да, вот, сходи к нему. Но я взял, ладно. Не думаю, что оно на время как-то. А я сюда. Ужицкий мясник не переходит в Прибыславицу. Имеется в виду, даже варианта такого нет. А вот и Вашек. Ну хватит. О, так поговорить можно. Мне нужен... А зачем? Я понимаю, что есть вариант, но у меня же нет этого здания.
Would you like it?
You've got stables?
Not just yet, but we're working on it.
А, ну вот.
Sure. An upstart like you with his own stables. I'll believe it when I see it.
Ну, понятно. Что расскажешь о половцах?
I hear you can tell me something about humans.
No, sir. My master would whip me for telling tall tales again. But really, it's all true.
I won't hit you. Just tell me, is it the truth?
Really, sir. I still see them every time I try to sleep.
Aha. All right. So what do the humans wear?
They wear the skins of dogs hunted down in the night, so no weapon can hurt them.
Right. Thanks.
God be with you.
Что за бредятина? Так, достань собачью шкуру, убей собаку ночью и сними с нее шкуру. Иди, как только у тебя будет перья, крути собачья шкура. Что? Серьезно? Да. Бежал обратно к ловчему, встретил какую-то Маргариту. Браконьеры?
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here who've been stealing game recently.
If you ask me, there's some questions best left unanswered. But go and see Elena if you're determined. That old gossip will tell you all there is to know. Take care.
А Лена, это та самая, которая бред несла насчет половского внешнего вида. Турнир. Опять. Мне не очень-то интересно. Но если я буду там, то я схожу туда. А чё я к нему пришел? Потому что мне нужно собрать всякий бред. Перья черные, шкуру собаки, клык звериный. Вот у меня одни перья были. Есть черное перо, а есть черные перья. Вот у меня есть перья и перо. Перья работают. Один клык взял, кабаний. И нужно еще одни перья найти. И кожу, шкуру. Можно, наверное, волчья. Там написано звериный клык. То есть неважно какой. Можно, кстати, у него можно купить карту сокровищ. Учебник по охоте. Еще охоту увеличить. Зачем? Правда. Ну ладно. Так, у тебя и все. У тебя только клыки. Ладно. То есть у него висит кожа, но он ее не продает. Вон она идет, курица. Говорят, поблизости завелись браконьеры.
I heard there are poachers in the woods round here.
If only if it was just poachers. It's that sorcerer Hare. He's the one who's been running amok. I said he'd be back, and I said he'd be vengeful, and I was right both times.
Расскажи о Зайце.
Tell me something about Hannikin Hare.
Ah, that was all years ago. He turned up here one day. No one rightly knew where from. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master Huntsman, and Margaret was promised him for his wife. Nobody could have known he was a sorcerer.
Как они узнали о колдовстве?
And how did his sorcery reveal itself?
Well, he was able to vanish into thin air in the forest right in front of folk. And I've heard it said he spoke to animals, too. Though I don't know the truth of it.
That doesn't sound very convincing to me.
That's because you've not seen his marksmanship. It wasn't natural, the things he could do with that bow of his. They say he sold his soul for the gift of it.
I see.
Как так вышло с Маргаритой?
How did it go with Margaret?
I'm not one to gossip, but she was a flighty lass in her younger years. She could never make up her mind which one she wanted, the Hare or Nicholas. So in the end, fate decided for her.
What do you mean? What happened with Hare?
Oh, that was quite something. And then some on top of it. Sir Henry of Lipo was visiting here at the castle, and Hare snapped his guardsman's neck with his bare hands. Of course, they found him out. But how do you keep a sorcerer under lock and key? You can't. That's your answer. And that Satan's spawn slipped the net.
Oh well, it's quite a wild story.
Что же, марафон какой-то странных квестов. А что с Зайцем случилось после?
Any idea why he murdered the man?
No one knows, and most likely never will. But they say he was fully in the devil's power. There was a full moon, you see.
Кто-нибудь видел, как он это сделал?
Was he actually seen killing the guardsman?
I suppose so. Else they'd hardly know who did it, would they?
That's probably true.
Кое-что еще есть.
There is one other thing I want to ask.
Разве это не просто россказни?
Has anyone actually seen this Hannikin Hare? He seems to exist only as a bogeyman to frighten naughty children.
Oh, he exists all right. But he flits around in the forest like a shadow. They won't be catching him anytime soon. But Blacksmith's Betty heard some of their goings-on in the woods.
Goings-on? What's that supposed to mean?
Cavorting and raising hell. Sorcery! Hare meets up with his sorcerer's apprentices, and they feast in the clearing in the woods. In the morning, they turn into ravens and scatter. Or so she says. But you'll have to ask Betty for more. Who knows what she saw? Or what she was doing there with them.
Very well. I'll ask.
Бета — это не та, которая из Ужиц, помнишь? 3 какие-то ходили в лес, я их спас, убил дровосеков, которые напали. И они меня обтерли какой-то херней, поэтому я тоже от этого пострадал. Там вроде Бета тоже была. Кому Заяц хочет отомстить?
Who does Hare want revenge on?
Master Huntsman Nicholas, of course. When the Hare disappeared, Nicholas took his Margaret and the huntsman's posting.
So Nicholas came out of it well.
That one always knew how to land on his feet.
Это все.
Thanks. I think I know all I need.
God be with you.
Ну все. Так, Бета. Бета. Узнай, что... Да нет, она из Тальнберга. А вот и Бета.
God bless.
Я бы хотел узнать насчет браконьеров.
I've got a few questions about these poachers.
So ask.
Говорят, ты видела в лесу что-то странное. А что думаешь о браконьерах?
What do you make of this poaching that's been going on?
It's clear as day. Hannikin Hare's back. And putting those antlers on Nicholas's house? Well, we all know what that means, don't we? It's the sign of a cuckold, you mark my words.
Ты имеешь в виду, что она ему рога наставила?
You mean to say his wife's cheating on him?
All I'm saying is she might be feeling the urge. It happens in the best of families.
Ты уверена насчет возвращения Зайца?
Well, you're the first who's certain of Hare's return. So far, I've just heard vague rumors.
Well, now, I wouldn't say I'm completely sure. I suppose some other mischief maker could have done it, but better the devil you know. And everyone hereabouts knows Hare.
Ты не совсем это говорила.
You were singing a different song not long ago.
So? Why do you want to know so much, anyway?
It's nothing to you, but I'm helping Nicholas unmask that local poaching gang.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. And you also know not to keep anything from me. So, what's the story with that Hare?
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But promise not to tell Nicholas I said it.
I'll do what I can, but I need to let him know what I discover. So, out with it.
It's to do with Margaret, his wife. They say it's all because of her.
Keep going.
I
Стражник
know full
запутался,
well
посмотри.
Hare's here,
Сзади.
because Margaret admitted as much.
What did she tell you?
That he waited in the woods till she came by and they exchanged some words. Words was all she told me. Who knows what they actually got up to?
And what did they speak about?
I don't know. But if Nicholas knew they'd met, he'd most likely kill her.
You're sure she wasn't saying it in jest?
Oh no. Margaret wouldn't joke about something like that.
Ты уверена насчет... Так, кто этот Ян Заяц?
Who's this Hannikin Hare, anyway?
Hannikin Hare? There was a time he was master huntsman here, and Margaret was set to be his wife. But then he got himself accused of murder and fled before they could hang him. Margaret and his job both ended up going to Nicholas.
Что произошло между Зайцем и Маргаритой?
So what's the story between Hare and Margaret?
It was complicated. He wanted her and she wanted him too, I reckon. At least for a while. But then she hitched up with Nicholas and now she says she never had a thought of wedding Hannikin Hare.
So what went on between Hare and the huntsman?
Those two? There was no love lost between them from the moment Hare arrived. And then Margaret got involved. It was a messy business.
Так, преступление Яна Зайца.
Do you think Hare really killed that man?
Who knows the truth of it now? I did find it all a bit odd. Hare never was much of a hothead. But then again, no one really knew him that well. And Margaret never wanted to speak of it. Wouldn't hear a word about it.
Это все.
That's all I need. Thanks.
Goodbye.
Парниша запутался окончательно. Но на ней метка осталась, поэтому я еще раз спросил о браконьерах и выберу уже вот это. Говорят, ты видела в лесу что-то странное.
I heard you saw something fishy in the forest.
That's right, I did.
Can you describe what you saw?
It was after dark, I remember that. I went up past the castle along by the clearing, and I saw someone had lit a fire, and there were figures singing, and I could smell
Случайно
roast
пропустил.
meat. It was like a feast of some sort. Only I thought maybe it was some witch's Sabbath, so I was afraid to stay too long in case they saw me.
Ты узнала кого-нибудь?
Did you recognize anyone there? Someone from the village, maybe?
No. Like I said, it was dark. All I could see was shadowy figures moving around.
Did you hear any familiar voices?
No. But I heard girls' laughter, goblets clinking, a piper playing. It sounded just like any feast.
Где эта поляна?
Where is the clearing?
A short walk north of the castle. There's a track past the woodcutter's camp that takes you there.
Thanks. What do you make of
Парень
this
такой, да.
poaching that's been going on?
It's clear as day.
А, ну ты уже начал говорить
all
о
I-
том, о чем я уже поговорил. Так, теперь предлагает, что выяснить, знает ли Маргарита что-то о Яне, Зайце, осмотри поляну, как раз по пути к Прибыславице. И можно проверить корчму. Отыщи тальмбергских браконьеров. Поговорить с Маргаритой? Ну что, Маргарита, хотел бы спросить о Яне Зайце.
I'd like to ask you about Hannikin Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
Да мне плевать. Все следы ведут к тебе.
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone about hair, they always ended up talking about you.
But I don't.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to hear it.
Very well. You're right. And what would you like to know about hair?
Что произошло между тобой и Зайцем?
How were things between you and Hare back then?
There was nothing between us. Hannikin Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood. But I couldn't stand him, and I didn't want to marry him. And then it made no odds after he ran away.
So you didn't want to? I only asked because I've heard differently.
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip. Mostly they just want to hurt Nicholas.
Ян Заяц виновен?
Did Hare really commit the murder?
God in heaven, how should I know? Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
That remains to be seen.
Вы недавно встречались в лесу, так ведь?
What did you talk about in the woods with Hannikin Hare?
I see Betty's mouth's been busy.
Don't blame her. I had to work hard to weasel it out of her. Now tell me.
Oh, all right. Well, it seems Hannikin Hare's exile has addled his brain. He told me he'd go off with me, that he still loves me and nonsense like that.
And what about you?
What do you mean? I was so shocked, I couldn't even scream.
Is that all he told you?
He said if I change my mind, I'm to hang a garland of forget-me-nots on the house and wait for him at that place of ours.
А где ты с ним встретилась?
Where was it you saw him exactly?
I wish I could tell you. The whole thing was like a fever dream. I almost got lost trying to get out of the forest. Even if I remembered, it wouldn't be any use to you. Hannikin Hare moves through the forest like a ghost. He knows every tree root off by heart.
Так моя стрела, когда в голову к нему прилетит, если я попаду, то все, повесить венок на охотничий домик.
I want you to hang that garland on the lodge.
But I don't want to go anywhere with him.
You don't have to go anywhere. But tell me, where's that secret meeting place of yours?
On the way to Ujits. Back then, we used to meet by the great big beech tree, right next to the wayside shrine. There's a lovely view there, you see.
And what time will he be waiting there for you?
At dawn. What are you going to do to Hare?
Never you mind. The main thing is it will all get sorted out. And that's all that matters, isn't it?
I suppose so. Very well, then. I'll hang the garland for you.
That'll be everything.
Take care.
Встретиться с Яном. Так, не обязательно. Но на рассвете. А это далеко не рассвет. Сюда уже смысла нет идти. Так, ну можно прибежать сюда. Давай посмотрю. Нашел полянку. Ну, я надеюсь, что я тут. Так, а что здесь? А, это барбос появлялся. Оп, тарелочки загружаются. Прикольно. Так, и чего? Ну вот она дорога. Да, это она. Ну и что тут интересно? Сесть. Можно только сесть. Опа. Выделяется картинка. Подумал, хорошо, что не упустил кнопочку. Так, осмотрел, даже ничего не сказал. Закопал животное. Причем отыщи. Не обязательно. То есть задание такое, которое, типа, ну, можно выполнить, но не обязательно. Так, ну это уже нужно ночью. Точнее, на следующий день все появится. А мне на рассвете надо сюда прийти. Так что я, наверное, останусь в Тальмберге. Попросил разузнать, так, велел, встретиться со мной. Но тут не говорится про рассвет, а если я забуду? Ладно. Вот здесь. А, он уже здесь?
I'm
Привет.
guessing Nicholas won't be joining us. Who the devil are you?
Разве ты не хотел встретиться с Маргаритой? Меня зовут Генри, я разыскиваю браконьеров. Разве ты не хотел встретиться с Маргаритой?
I thought you wanted to meet up with Margaret.
Fortunately, I'm not that much of a fool anymore. I was hoping I'd tempt Nicholas out of his lair. But let's get to the point. Who are you? And what are you doing here?
Ну, меня зовут Генри.
My name is Henry, and I work for the Master Huntsman.
So are you going to arrest me?
I am.
All I ask is that you listen to me first.
Зачем?
Why should I listen to you?
Because if you care about justice, you're after the wrong man.
Anyone can say that.
And that's precisely why the accused should get a proper hearing.
Так значит, ты не виновен?
Let me guess. You're going to tell me you're innocent.
I wouldn't presume. I've been poaching on the Divish estate, and I'll take the punishment I deserve. But the crime I was nearly strung up for, that one I didn't commit.
Не знаю, о чем ты говоришь. Кто ты?
Who are you, anyway?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Hanakin Hare of Zalush.
The nobleman?
I used to be. My house became sadly impoverished, and I became the master huntsman at Talmberg.
Gamekeeper turned poacher. I see. That's quite a transformation.
Nicholas gave me no choice.
Что случилось с твоим родом?
What happened to your family?
My father lost his influential friends and the money with them. After his death, I inherited only his debts. There was nothing for it but to sell off all our possessions, see to my sister's welfare, and manage as best I could.
That sounds a rough deal.
Believe it or not, I never cared for the life of a nobleman. I spent my youth running free, hunting in the woods.
А между тобой и Микулышем?
What happened between you and Nicholas?
I was falsely accused of murder. Henry of Lipa visited Talmberg, and the morning after the banquet in his honor, one of his men was found dead.
And didn't they have any cause to suspect you?
That's just it, they did. At the banquet, I got into a fight with the man.
Кем был Индржих? Тезка мой из Липы.
I know Sir Hanish of Lipa. Was Sir Henry his father?
Indeed. He was on his way to
Точно,
Ratai
точно,
to
читал.
take charge of the fiefdom for young Sir Hans Capon.
Почему поссорились?
Why did you get into a fight with him?
The fall of the House of Zalush was the work of the Lords of Lipa, and that fellow took great delight in reminding me of it.
А что потом?
And then what?
Nicholas began to pull strings. Several people came forward as witnesses to say they saw me with the fellow later that night.
Why would he have done that?
He wanted rid of me. We were both in love with the same lass, you see, and Margaret is his wife today. But back then, there was no question which of the two of us would win her.
Случайно пропустил, прочитай там. Ты знаешь, что ты сделал?
Do you know who did kill the man?
No. He was found in a ditch with his neck broken. He could have tripped and fallen, all on his own.
And that never occurred to anyone?
It did. But some people swore they'd seen us jostling on the drawbridge. Of course, that was Nicholas's work.
Маргарита любила тебя?
What did Margaret think of you?
She took me for a fool. She only had eyes for Nicholas, but I didn't see it then. In the end, she could have saved me.
How?
She could have told the truth. After the banquet, I was with her. But when they asked her, she said she hadn't seen me that night.
Как ты освободился?
How did you get out of it?
What leads you to imagine I did?
Your head's still on your shoulders, so you must have escaped somehow.
I'm alive. But my name and my family's name has been dragged through the mud. For me, that's worse than the sentence waiting for me.
If you say so. But you still managed to get away.
Well, it's true. I had the good fortune to escape from the dungeon.
Ясно.
An interesting story.
I can't complain of boredom. The question is, will anyone believe me?
Так, даже если это правда, доказательств нет. Я тебе верю. Так, а что потом?
And how did it happen?
It's a long story.
I've got time to listen.
All right. But for you to understand, I have to start from the beginning. I was born as Hannikin Hare of Zalush, the eldest son of Sidney of Zalush. My house became sadly impoverished, and I became the master huntsman at Talmberg.
Gamekeeper turned poacher.
Nicholas gave me no...
Ага. Это все то же самое, понятно.
And then...
Снова что потом, как освободился. А чё оно белое? Потому что я не прожал. Даже если это правда, доказательств нет.
Even if I believed you, there's no proof. It all happened a long time ago.
I know. But if I didn't believe in my own innocence, I'd have to be crazy to have done what I did.
Why?
If I truly were guilty, why would I risk coming back to Bohemia? I could have died in peace as a rich man in the pay of the Jagiellonians. Only a fool would come back.
Nicholas took everything you had, regardless of your guilt or innocence. I'd say you have more than enough cause to want revenge.
I'm not like him. Anyway, you're right. I don't have any proof of my innocence. All I can give you is my word.
Блин, не пойму. Что делать? Так. Давай еще раз скажу по поводу вот невозможности, как он сбежал. Как ты освободился? Это невозможно.
From the Talmberg dungeon? That can't be done, can it?
It's not too hard when the lord of the castle himself helps you escape.
So Divish set you free? From his own dungeon?
He couldn't offend Henry, so he had to lock me up. But he trusted me. We were friends, after all. He led me out of the castle in the night. I was given a good horse, and in a couple of days I was in Silesia. And that was the end of it. At least until now.
Ну, звучит, конечно, все красиво. Можно было бы сбегать вот к пану Дивишу. Ладно, верю.
This is one of the most insane stories I've heard lately.
That doesn't surprise me.
But something tells me you're speaking the truth, Hannikin Hare.
Thank you. And if you want to help me, come to the old mine gallery in Broad Woods.
I'll be there.
I have a plan, but I need some help.
Семья Зайцев. Совсем рядом. Но я не знаю, сейчас или дособрать шкуру, хотя уже поздно, откуда я возьму шкуру и перья. С паном Дивишем поговорить нельзя. Хотел узнать у него про Зайца. Ну ладно.